Have you ever had a proper productive day? Responsibilities taken care of, business taken care of, jobs done, but as soon as you get home, you feel strangely flat. Drop a comment saying yes if you know exactly what I mean, because I think this happens to a lot of people. You know, you can have a great day on paper, you went to work, you got things done, you trained, you made progress, you handled your responsibilities, you did what you were supposed to do. But then the day slows down. You get home, the room goes quiet, the phone is quiet. There's no one here, it's just you. And suddenly you've done well, but you feel low. A bit lonely maybe a little bit empty. And I think that can be confusing because part of you thinks, why do I feel like this? I've had a decent day, I've spoke to people, I've handled my business, I've done everything I needed to do and was supposed to do. But I think the busyness of the day keeps your mind occupied. Work gives you something to focus on. Tasks give you structure, training gives you direction, and creating gives you purpose. But when all of that stops, the feelings that were underneath can start to come up. The tiredness, the loneliness, the pressure, the uncertainty, the fact you are building something, and the fact life isn't fully where you want it to be yet. And I don't think that means you are failing. I think it means you are human. Because ultimately rebuilding your life is not just about being productive. It's not just about making videos, training, working, painting in my case, applying for jobs, earning money, or keeping your space clean. All of this matters, but there's also the emotional side, you know? The quiet evenings, the weekends, the moments where you wish you had company, the moments where you miss people, the moments where you're proud of what you've done, but still aware that you want more from life. And this is where you have to be careful, because feeling flat after a busy day can make you want to make quick decisions. You might want to message somebody. You might want to go out just to escape the feeling. You might want to use something to numb the feeling. You might want to scroll and compare your life to others online, doom scroll. You know, you might just want to escape the feeling altogether in some way or another, just to distract yourself from stopping you sitting there with the quiet. Sometimes that's fine. Sometimes you do need company, and sometimes you do need to go out, and sometimes a little 10-minute scroll is going to be harmless. Sometimes you need a change of scenery just to take yourself out for a walk. But sometimes the best thing you can do is to not run from the quiet. Sometimes the best thing is just to simply land. Eat some proper food, have a hot shower or a cold shower, clean your space, put your phone down, let your body settle, let your nervous system come down, calm down, and remind yourself, I did enough today. Because not every evening needs to become another mission. Not every low feeling needs fixing. Not every quiet moment means something is wrong. Sometimes you're just tired, sometimes you're still recovering, sometimes your body is run down. Sometimes your mind has carried more than you realise. And the answer is not always more action, sometimes the answer is simply rest. This is something I'm learning. I'm run down, I'm beaten up right now. You know, and in the past I would probably try to squeeze more out of myself. But I'm slowly and steadily learning that I need to put rest and recovery as a priority and get through the quiet nights just as I have done before. Stopping trying to squeeze more out of myself, more work, more progress, more output, more proof I'm moving forward. At some point you have to let the day be done, you know. You have to be able to say, well, I've showed up, I did the work, I kept the promises, and now I'm allowed to recover. Because if you never let yourself recover, you'll eventually start resenting the life you're trying to build anyway. And you'll burn out, and I don't want either of those things. And I know you don't want those things either. I want to work hard, but I also want to build something sustainable. I want discipline, but I don't want to burn myself out. I want progress, but I also want peace. You know, so if you've had one of those days where you're thinking everything looks fine from the outside, but inside you feel a little bit flat, do not beat yourself up. It doesn't mean the day was bad. You know, it doesn't mean you're going backwards. It doesn't mean you're weak. It might just mean the noise has stopped, and that's okay. And now your body is asking you to slow down. So slow down. Eat, shower, rest, get an early night. Don't make the feelings bigger than what they need to be, and do not forget to give yourself credit for what you have done. Because a productive day where you still feel lonely is still a productive day. You know, a good day ends quietly. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop chasing more and simply let yourself recover. You know, the quiet hits hard sometimes, I know, more than most people, you know. But you don't have to run from it. You can just let the day be enough.